Everything in trading is about risk management. Why would you risk your own capital when you're learning if you can go ahead and get a funded account for a few $100s? Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Franco. This is Trading Futures Live. I will review my trades from today, but before I do that, I want to talk about funded accounts. And this is a challenge that I'm starting today with a funded account on One-Up Trader. They use the broker MES Capital. I started trading that account, not today, 3 days ago, but I decided to start just publishing my results here on YouTube, right? I want more accountability. I want you guys to see that this is possible, and with discipline and with smart work, we can go ahead and advance and become a better traders. Okay, I want to talk about trading the funded accounts, right? Why I want to talk about funded accounts? Because if you are a new trader and you want to start trading, you have to come up with some capital. Okay, on futures there is no day trading rule where you need minimum of $25,000, but you need to come up with some capital, right? Because these accounts are highly levered, and there's a lot of volatility in the market, especially nowadays. Okay, but let's say you come up with $20,000. Okay, let's say you are a beginner trader and you come up with $20,000 here, but you don't know how to trade. You're trying to learn, and what could happen is that you could start losing this money, right? Your own capital. Whereas if you buy a funded account, let's say a funded account of $150,000. In reality, this is not an account of $150,000. You can risk here up to $5,000. Okay, and this is the evaluation process, right? So you're a new trader, you don't know, you're trying to prove to yourself that you can trade, you're assembling a trading plan and so on. There's no need for you to risk $20,000 in the market. There are too many factors that can make you lose this amount of money. Okay, so if you go ahead and you get a funded account, the first one is going to cost you, I don't know, but you can, let's say overall in average, let's say this one can cost you $200. There are some cheaper, there are some that are more expensive, right? If you are going to risk $20,000, right, there'll be four funded accounts, meaning that you need to lose four funded accounts to equal the $20,000 amount. So that will make 5K, right? 5K times 4, 20K. Okay. At this point, if you didn't pass the evaluation, you would have spent how much? $800, right? So that's the comparison how you can save a lot of money. But let's say you tried 7 times, right? And at your 7th time, you pass the evaluation, right? So you go ahead and 7 times 200, that's a total of $1,400, right? If you compare this with this 20,000, you still have $18,600 in your pocket, okay? Then you get a $5,000 account, right? And you can go ahead and start trading this account for free, right? And you start risking probably between 2 to 3% of this account, and you can start making in I don't know, let's say 200, 500, up to $1,000 a day, and you can withdraw that money. Yes, you will have to share with the broker. Some of them they require 20% of the profits. Some of them just 10% of the profits. There are companies that will give you the first $8,000 of the entire account per account, and you can have even more than one account depending on the company. That's one way you can use these funded accounts. Okay, another way that you can use these funded accounts is like I do trade my personal account, okay, and I use a trade multiplier to mirror my trades. So I do take my trades on my personal account and they are mirrored into those accounts. So the way I use it is the following. Okay, so I got a $20,000 account, right? And off of this account, I risk between 1 and 1.5% per trade. Okay, I don't want to lose more than 3% a day. Okay, when I'm losing. What about the funded accounts? I told you already the relationship between your risk and reward, how much you can save just trading funded accounts. Okay, so let's say I do have a $5,000 account. I wouldn't, because it's a funded account, I wouldn't risk just between 1 and 1.5%. I want to take advantage of the leverage. Okay, so what I do here, I do take between 3 and 5%. When I'm making money here, let's say I'm making 3R or 2.5R, the case for today. Here I'm making probably 3 to 4% of my account, whereas here I'm making probably 20% of my account. Okay, and I'm not referring at the ones that I use is 150K. I'm not accounting for this amount. These accounts are $5,000 because that's the amount you can risk overall, right? That's the drawdown. The way I treat this is if I am making here X amount of money, I want to multiply that on the funded accounts for several reasons. Number one is psychology. Okay, it's not the same for me to risk $500 of my own money than risking $500 of a broker's or a funding company, right? If I lose those $5,000, yes, I have lost how much money it cost me to pass the evaluation plus data fees and so on, but it will never be this amount of money. Okay, it will never be $5,000, which is the account size. Okay, so that's the way I use it. I think it's pretty good. It has worked a lot. It has worked a lot on me when I'm trying to size up, but my psychology is not ready. I just, all right, so I'm gonna make that extra money with the funded accounts. And you can have several. In my case, I do have 3 funded accounts. Unfortunately, I cannot with the software that I use now, but I'm looking into it to see if I can take trades in all of them at the same time. But all of them have the data with Rhythmic, so the data provided is Rhythmic. Because of that, I cannot have more than one Rhythmic connection in my platform at the same time. But I think it's possible. I think it's possible for you to with other computers, and you can mirror your trades with different users on Rhythmic. Well, that's the story on the funded accounts. So let's jump right into my trades. All right, so this is my trades from today. Is there are 3 trades, 2 break even. The first one was a long. I entered up here. I actually put a limit order right here. I got all this heat, and then we moved more than 1-to-1, stopped out break even. At this point, I didn't care about what happened to the left. I was accounting for a reversal pattern right here. So what I was looking for is a divergence on the tick chart and the double bottom right here and the breakout to the upside. Okay, so regarding the ADQD, pretty good. And here you have the divergence. Okay, the tick chart was making higher lows while the market was making new lows. So this is what I was looking for. Unfortunately, it came here, came back to stop me out. Break even. 0 risk at that point. And this is the dollar. So this is a good picture that you need to pay attention to. All right. So this is the same picture. Let's continue on. All right. My second trade was again, I was looking for the reversal pattern. The tick chart was showing a lot of divergence. Let's go ahead and show the tick chart. So here's a low here on the tick chart. It was a lot higher on the equity markets. While the tick chart was creating higher lows, the equity markets was breaking new lows. Okay. So let's see the trade. So here it is. It was coming down. And at this point, I decided to put the trade right here. We moved 1-to-1, stopped out break even, and at the end ended up working. It's okay. This is just a pattern for a trend change. I decided to move the stop. I probably made a mistake here because I moved my stop too quickly. But I think I was trying to protect my profits and my account. Nevertheless, ended up working after being break even. Okay. So I was patiently waiting for for another setup. I said in the live stream, by the way, all these trades were taken during the live stream. I will leave you a link down below so you can go ahead and see while I was trading. One thing that I said on the live stream, my next trade has to be a A++ setup, because the worst combination for me regarding my psychology, my mindset, to preserve that patience, my way to approach the market, I need to take a very good setup next after 2 break even, because if I ended up losing the trade, that's the worst combination that I have for my psychology. 2 break-evens, especially the last one, ended up working, and then I'm taking a losing trade, right? So I've experienced that before. I have gone long enough in trading that I recognize what is my worst combination to mess up with my mind. So I am conscious, and being conscious make me stronger towards the situation, okay? Then I took this trade. It was a short, pretty nice setup, pullback continue. It was a pullback continuation, but I treated it as a tradable reaction. I was expecting a sideways day. At this point, we broke the low and we continued to the downside. It turned into a trending day up to I think 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it reversed to turn into a sideways day again. Okay, I was conscious that we have a bank holiday today here in the US. The dollar was not moving so much, so I didn't want to go further than 3-to-1. Okay, that's what I did. I entered up here. This is a supply zone. We started to drop, and I scaled out here half of the position. By the way, I was scaling out more aggressively on the one-up trader account, just because they have this rule of the threshold, right? When you have a threshold moving up every time you're making money, you need to be more aggressive taking profits. So at this point, I was probably 1 point off of my target, and the thing reversed probably like 15 points with 13 contracts. That would have meant probably like $600. So no, sorry, like $400, somewhere around that neighborhood. So I didn't want this thing. This thing could have been turned around and stopped me out of break even. Okay. So I was taking off contracts more aggressively off of my funded account. So yes, you need to trade it differently. Why? Because they have certain rules that don't apply to you or your regular account. I don't have a trailing stop on my regular account. I could be making gazillion amount of money, let's say $2,000, and if it comes back to break even, nothing happens. Whereas in my funded account, if I'm making $2,000 and then I bailed the trade break even, I lost $2,000 off of my threshold, right? I don't want that. I want to be I want to keep those profits running, right? While I have that account running. After I got to a certain amount of money, they stop moving the threshold. But while the account is new, they are putting the threshold, right? Moving. If you have any question about funded accounts, you can leave it in the comments and I'll be happy to reply those comments, okay? Textbook setup here, the ADQD trending down. Here you have the divergence here on the lower part of the chart, on the upper part of the chart, and here the exhaustion signal. So this is my entry, okay? So this is another picture, and this is the drop-based drop that I found here on the area that I was looking for. Now, it's very important for me to clear this out. I have several zones along the chart. I did have this one. I think I did have this one on the overnight. I didn't like it, right? But it was there. So what makes me take a trade? The environment, the overall environment has to be set up for my trade. I need the dollar and I need the internals to be lined up for me to take the trade. Okay. If you like what I do, please consider and subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and share it with your friends so we can grow the channel and help more frustrated traders. I know it's easy to be frustrated in trading, but you can make it work if you are disciplined and you're patient enough, right? Here in the channel, we trade very patiently. We don't rush into trades. We try to take our best setups, okay? So thank you for being here. See you guys tomorrow.